Welcome back, faithful listeners. Once again, this is the Going Commando with the 80s Kids podcast. I am Coffee. By my side, as always, is Mr. Ben Davis.
Ho, ho, ho.
They call him Mr. Ben Davis.
That's me, buddy.
This week, we're going to tickle the mistletoe and talk about something Christmas related.
That's right.
I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm going to let Ben Davis bring us in on one of my favorite topics.
All right,
ever.
man. You ready? You ready?
Go ahead, lay it on him, baby.
We're getting ready to be two of the happiest sons of bitches since
Bing
Crosby.
Crosby.
Tap dance with Danny fucking Kaye. Woo!
That is awesome. That was fantastic the way you brought that in. That was, you literally could not have done that.
I've been thinking about that all morning.
That better be one of our little clips that goes on.
It's at the beginning, so it's got a good chance of making it. I don't have to dig for it.
So, yes, one of literally, it's not just one of my favorite seasonal movies. It is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. We're talking, now remember, I love the series with Chevy Chase. We're talking
they're great. Even the brand new one's not bad.
It's not that bad. It really isn't. You're actually right. National Lampoon's Vacation Christmas.
Christmas Vacation.
Not European, not the original. Holiday Road.
I wish I could remember the Christmas song. How does it go? Do you know?
Oh, I literally just watched it two nights ago.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
What is it? Hold on.
It's such a cool little Christmas song too. You can find it on every Christmas station pretty much on Amazon.
I can only hear Holiday Road in my head now.
I know. That's Lindsey Buckingham singing that one.
Yeah, I cursed myself on that one.
This is a pretty famous female singer singing the Christmas version too. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it on your phone real quick while I talk about this if you want to look.
Stall for time.
Yeah, we can do this. I almost want to say it's Darlene Love that sings it, who's pretty famous from the Phil Spector Christmas Special album.
Oh, is that what it was?
I want to say that's who it is, but I could be very wrong. Anyway, the movie doesn't even start out like you would think. You see National Lampoon's Christmas, and this is the third one in the series. The first one was Vacation, then it was European Vacation, and then you get Christmas Vacation to end the 80s in 1989. And it starts off all animated. It's a fully animated sequence, and it plays off with this song that we're talking about that we can't remember because, well, we were thinking about it. That's why. So it just skipped our brains. We're middle-aged. That's kind of what happens. The 80s were kind to us.
It's Christmas Vacation. Yes. As soon as I saw it, I could actually hear it.
Does it tell you who it is?
I'm about to read it because it's the... Hold on. Sorry, listeners. This is like we're not so fancy that we can't do...
Maybe it'll play in. Christmas time is here. Time of year. Hey, hey, hey. Christmas Vacation. I'm wearing my Santa hat. I'm on my way.
Yes. So, yeah, that is actually... That is
a good song.
Yeah,
I like that song. I play it every year.
It was actually very, very cool. I got to give you that. But yeah,
and it's Santa going into the Griswold house, and he's having a hell of a time.
Well, he has no clue what's about to happen in that house. Yes,
he electrocutes himself. He catches himself on fire.
He had to go through everything that cat went through.
He had a rough go.
Oh,
you're right, he did.
Yeah.
Poor cat.
No, my wife loves this movie. Like, literally, we quote this all the time. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you've seen our shirts, our Christmas shirts, like that we wear, our 2 baseball shirts.
Shitter's full.
Yeah. And my wife says, "Why is the carpet wet, Todd?" And mine says, "I don't know, Margot." Yep. So, yes.
I used to work with a nurse in intermediate named Shannon, and we quoted this movie back and forth quite a lot. Christmas and Thanksgiving.
I've even got the, the moose head for eggnog. I've got I've got the big one and the small ones.
I've seen that actually.
Yeah, well, I've put pictures on Facebook before. But yes, I have to have eggnog at Christmas. I only make it once because.
Oh, you make yours?
Oh yeah, I do the Martha Stewart one. Like, honestly, I know it sounds weird.
Is it the prison version?
No, well, it's toilet water. That's unfortunately. Yeah, so, but no, she really does have the best version. Like, she knows her alcohol. I'm going to give you credit on that one, man. So, seriously, so I just copy her recipe. I go buy everything the way she says it and does it. And it's, now the only difference is I will buy this. Now, this is where I cheat. And I don't know why, but Harris Teeter eggnog that comes in the carton is so superior to every eggnog, like pre-made, on the planet. So save your money. Don't go to the ABC store. Don't buy the expensive crap. Go to Harris Teeter and get the 1 gallon carton of eggnog and use that as your base. You don't have to like whip the eggs and do the nog.
That's a lot of garbage. Yeah.
Seriously,
it's rough.
It just blends. And then, the ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, that type of stuff's easy to buy, man. You just have to buy it. Oh,
I don't really drink the alcohol version. I just go out and get the Southern Comfort non-alcoholic version that they sell at all the stores. It's pretty good.
No. Like mine warms your belly.
But man, Santa, how does he wear this damn hat? It is so hot. I gotta take this
Yes.
thing off. He is a warm son of a
Remember,
bitch.
he's got those long silvery locks too. So I mean,
Yeah.
think about how hot his
Sorry,
head is.
viewers, my hair is all tussled and tough.
He's an elf. So before he became the Christian saint of children, he was an elf. So they have a different vending system back there than an average person. Ooh. But yeah, so we're talking Christmas Vacation. So this. I have already watched this 4 times, and I'm not joking. It's what day is it today? Today is
9th.
December the 9th, and I've already seen the movie 4 times. It is just
You going for a record?
It's not. It's just a staple. I can have that movie on in the background at any day, any time during this season, right?
Okay.
And it never bothers me.
All right, cool.
I will just sit there
rock and
and
roll,
quote
buddy.
it the entire time. I remember being a kid and seeing this movie and laughing so hard at the downhill scene that we'll get to. That I was rolling on the floor, like crying. I was laughing so hard the first time I saw
You saw that in Georgia, right?
Yes,
Okay.
long time ago.
Okay. I don't know how backwoods your little town in Georgia was, but this is,
Awfully.
I grew up in
Awfully.
Yadkin County, North Carolina. And this came out in 1989.
All right,
Okay.
fair.
We did not have a Walmart around here in 1989. So that was the
anywhere
first
have
time I
Walmart?
had seen a Walmart.
Oh, we didn't have Walmart. We had Piggly Wiggly. And
So that's the
Rose's.
first time you've seen a Walmart too,
Yeah,
probably.
when I came
Yeah.
up here.
No, on the movie.
There's a Walmart in
That's
the
where
movie?
the scene ends.
You know, I've never paid attention.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I've never looked at the name of the store at the very end.
Walmart.
No kidding.
That's
All
the
right.
first time I'd ever seen it.
That is a huge pull. Now I have a reason to watch it for a fifth time. Yay, me! No, seriously, I've never.
Eddie goes, bingo.
Bingo! Yeah, that is one of the few scenes in that whole movie that is hard for me to watch.
It makes me wonder how many takes they did and how many
That's-
different lines he said.
That's what goes through my head. The exact same thing. I'm like, how long did Randy Quaid sit there and go, gotcha? Oh my God, and make that stupid face. And the close up is just it's jarring.
Yep, it is. I don't like that
It's
scene.
just a misplaced shot. Like if he had said it with the whole crowd, like, ooh, bingo.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes sense. But that close up is just like, oh, it's dark. You know, it's nighttime and it's obviously false light. And no. Anyway, we'll get back to that. So, I know everybody's seen it, but we'll go over the premise, I guess, right?
Let's go over who's in it first.
Oh, okay. So, number 1, Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors of all time. I don't know the man personally, so I'm not going to speak on, let's say, some of the rumors about his behavior.
Hard to
on
get
the
along
set of
with in Hollywood, but that doesn't matter.
Community and all these other different types of
Nah,
places,
yeah,
you know,
whatever.
being a little bit arrogant.
He's an
maybe.
older man. No, it doesn't matter. He's,
I follow
he's
him
in
on,
his 70s.
Oh, yeah. I follow him on Facebook, and him and his wife put out stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So Beverly D'Angelo, who was, I'm not even gonna lie, man. She, to me, when I was younger, was smoking and hot.
She's one of the original smoke shows.
Whoa, something. I don't know what it was. I can't tell you why, but she just checks all the
It was
boxes.
an original smoke show into the 2000s. She was in that movie with Jessica Biel and Freddie Prinze Jr., where
Was
he
she
was
really?
the baseball player.
I don't even remember.
She played the mom that stayed at home. No, she wasn't even a mom. She was just a regular lady, and she was the dude from Scream, Lillard, Matthew
Lillard, yeah.
stayed at her house because it was like high-end baseball town.
Oh,
you know the movie
okay.
I'm talking about yet?
I don't have no clue.
Yeah, she seduced Matthew Lillard in that movie.
Huh, no shit.
So
All
yeah,
right, well,
it was like a 1998 to 2002 type movie.
okay. Yeah, I honestly just I don't remember, but yeah. Sure.
One thing with Freddie Prinze Jr. right now has a -3 of anything because he's a filthy cock.
Well, we personally have the opinion of him because we listened to that interview where he was just like trashing Star Wars. You know
And
what I mean?
trashing the fans. Anybody that trashes the Star Wars fans deserves to get a good kick in the nuts, especially when you've been Star Wars.
Yeah, when you voice that important of a character for
And
that
we
many,
paid your salary, douche.
you know, and for that many years too,
Yes.
to then just like kick everybody in the face. I think that's like,
He's a
I
good
think
Rochambeau, man.
not off subject, but yeah, people keep wondering why people hate Brie Larson. I love her acting. I think she's beautiful, but you can't say we need less white dudes who live with their mamas to come see these movies. Like, I get where you can think that. Don't get me wrong, and you might even be true. Hey, not gonna argue that. But that would be like a rap god going, well, if all these ninjas would stop buying my albums, because he wants to break into like a Caucasian.
Yeah.
That person would be dragged, trashed, and canceled, and no one would say a word because it would be rightful. But you take a award-winning, powerful woman, and she's just expressing herself. That's not fair, dude. That's
the
not
same
fair
thing
to
they're saying about
everybody else.
Deion. They're saying that you can't get on to Deion Sanders right now because if you say anything bad about him, it's because you're saying, oh, you're saying this about him because he's black. You can't say that because you're a white journalist,
Okay,
blah, blah, blah.
I think that was true in the beginning, but he gave it as good as he got it to the point where it was just open season. He fought back.
I don't think that was good right in the beginning. I think doesn't matter color whenever you're in that type of position.
I think in the beginning it was too much focus on it, and he also brought his focus on it in way too much. At some point, though, like I said, he gave it back after that 3 and 4 start, right? Like that. It was the funniest meme ever, and I know we're off subject. We're going to get back to Christmas Vacation.
This is us. You know we.
They said that first month of college football, everybody was a Colorado State fan or Colorado fan.
Yeah, I was going to places in town here. People like Colorado. I'm like, where the hell are you?
Me too. I was watching Colorado games. I'm guilty of it too. And then they lost 2 games to 2 ranked teams pretty significantly, and the next thing you know, this is trash. This is trash. This is trash. And honestly, instead of just blaming the existing player base because he hadn't had time to get all his guys in there, you know, he took it on the chin a couple of times, but he also took it personally a couple of times. So then he had to give it back.
Yeah.
Anytime you give it back, remember, they're going to jump on you like a pack of wolves. These are media guys. They want clicks. They want reads. They want views. Anything that'll get you to hit that link. So, yeah, they went a little bit explosive.
You know, I've been against him from the get. I was a huge Braves fan as a kid. He played on the Braves. He was the only player on the Braves that I disliked. Because you know why? Because he ain't half the man Bo Jackson was back in the day.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
I loved Bo.
But that and the Falcons, he was good.
I didn't say he wasn't good, but he talked the game that he thought he was, and Bo did not.
See, again,
Bo was a better guy.
I think it's perspective because Muhammad Ali was known for shit talking everybody,
and nobody was Muhammad Ali. He backed it up to the hundredth.
Deion Sanders is one of the best backs to ever play football, and that is backed up by statistics, not my opinion.
It is, but at the time he talked like he was in the NFL, period, not the position.
But if you're a professional athlete, don't a lot of these guys talk themselves up?
Yeah, the majority of them I really don't care for because they're not the best in the NFL at the time. If you are the best and no one in any position can claim that they're better than you or that if they're as good as you, period, I'll give it to you at that time. But at the time he was saying it, they were not. Even when he's playing baseball, he's like, I'm better than everybody. You're not better than everybody, dude.
He's a showman. He got seats and butts. He got headlines. He was
a mediocre baseball player at best.
Baseball wasn't as good, but football, he was damn good. Not just good. He was damn good. So, but I think it's more about, like I said,
and what I'm
getting
saying,
the attention.
He's a mediocre coach.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it 4 years. I give everybody 4 years. I hate to say it, but I think the turnover rate. So anyway, let's get back to the movie because we can start talking sports, and then we're going to be like here an hour from now, and we're going to be like, oh shit, we need to talk about the Christmas movie.
Get back to the movie.
All right, so
Deion Sanders had a cameo.
So yeah. Fuck me. All right, here we go.
He comes and says, "I'm better. I own this house."
You've got a young Juliette Lewis, very young, and
this was right before Cape Fear, so I think this is her movie right before Cape Fear.
Young and very young.
Leonard
Paladecki, not Paladecki. That's Jared from Supernatural.
What's
his
guy's name? I knew it. I looked it up here. I got it right here.
Oh my god! Why can't I can't remember his name? I'm so Why?
My eyes won't focus. Its name is Johnny Galecki.
Oh, yes, of course. So he's super young. That's cool.
Yeah.
Then you've got...
those are the stars. You got some other... Randy Quaid.
I was going to say Randy Quaid, and then you've got... what's her name?
From Seinfeld. She's in it. Annette Benis is her name from Seinfeld. But, damn it.
Why does my brain not work? She has a famous last name.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
There you go. So she's in it. Other than that,
those are
you're
the big
right.
Ones.
No, there's a Murray in it as the boss. One of the Murray brothers.
Okay. Oh yeah, Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray is the boss. Other than that, you're right. I can't think of any.
And it was based off of National Lampoon's Christmas '59, which was John Hughes' short story about his Christmas life in 1959.
No way. All right, that's cool. I did not know that, so that's a little tidbit thrown in. There's a lot of
Yeah, people don't realize this was a John Hughes film, and we've talked about John Hughes previously because we did Breakfast Club and then a couple other things. So this is a little different than his other Hughes films.
Yes, it does. I mean, kind of if you look at it, it has a certain angle and a certain humor to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the family, like everybody gather around and have a laugh with Ma and Grandpa. Kind of movie. So
it's amazing how different the parents are, the grandparents.
You ain't lied, man. Well, they were all in their 30s too. People aged much faster back then. We've got Clark Griswold, the Griswolds, etc. et al. And so Clark is wanting a bonus for his Christmas.
Yeah, they get bonuses there.
Yeah,
we got bonuses of a Harris Teeter gift card for $25.
Yes, I got a turkey one year. It was fantastic. Not really. You had to go pick it up, and if they ran out, it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
And so he's looking for a bonus. He wants to put a pool in, and so basically the entire movie revolves around him finishing up at work, some of the Christmas shopping, and then the people coming into town to start living in the house and the hilarity that ensues. So, yeah, dude. Again, endlessly quotable. Pretty much the whole movie is a giant quote.
Yeah.
We start out...
and then putting up the Christmas lights is a big part of it.
Good gosh almighty. So
How
you
many,
start
like
out...
10,000?
25,000.
Okay.
Illuminaries. Thank you, Dad. You taught me everything I know about exterior illumination. Yeah. Yes, 25,000. And then it doesn't. Yes. So at some point, Cousin Eddie gets there, and of course they've got the RV parked outside. That's a whole big deal. We'll go through these. The shopping scene with the dark-haired girl. Oh my gosh. So anywho, we'll go through it. Basically, they're looking forward to do that. He's talking to his friend, who is Henry Shearer. He's one of the Simpsons people that used to be on Tracy Ullman's show. He's the guy at work.
Right.
That's one of the Simpsons cast.
All right.
Is it Henry Shearer? No, it's not Hank Azaria.
No, it's not him.
I know his face.
I know the guy's face, but I didn't know him. Anyway.
I can't remember, but he is one of the Simpsons folks. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then they're talking about it. He's got the model of the pool, whatever. So at some point, the grandparents get in, right? And so around the middle part of the movie, there hadn't been a whole lot of chuckles yet. But then that first scene where he gets stuck in the attic, right?
Oh, yeah.
That will tug at your heartstrings because they got that great song. And he's watching the old videos, but, him splashing through the ceiling and everything. Funny. Then they got to go, then Cousin Eddie comes in. And that is really when things, kind of go off the wire, right?
Cousin Eddie comes in this
RV
that he says he borrowed off a guy.
No,
some guy borrowed his house.
He changed him. He's like, yeah, he took the house and I took the RV.
And I'm saying, when you're thinking about this as a kid, or even before you hear the whole story, you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I would never do this.
Even as a kid, that car is not worth a house.
Yeah.
So
you look at it, you're like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they make it up with like the belching smoke, and kind of like make it look
and the
dirty.
color.
Oh God,
it's like a giant green. It's almost like a tank. It looks like at times.
It's just a rolling piece of shit, man.
Man.
That's what they wanted to make sure that you saw. And so after he gets there, and then with the dog.
Oh yeah,
the dog, the Rottweiler. Oh my gosh,
it looks so beautiful at the beginning, and then he says, "Oh, he's got a sinus problem," and he's snots all over his face.
That's his name, Snots.
Snots. Yeah.
So, one of the first times, like, you're really starting to cackle, of course, is when they wake up in the morning, and everybody's like, "What is that smell?" or "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And you walk out, and there's Randy Quaid, and everybody has said this before, at least that I know, and he's in his robe.
It's the shortest robe I've ever had. His nuts ain't hanging out. I don't know.
He's got all these, not even boxers, whatever the hell they were.
I'm not even sure he's not freeballing it, dude. This is like a woman's robe.
Woman's robe, bungee smugglers, is what the Australians like to call it. And then that hat.
Yeah.
He's sitting there smoking a cigar with a tube in the public sewage. What are you doing?
Chemical sewer.
Just emptying the shitter.
Yeah. Shitter's full.
Yeah, shitter's full. So one of the most that starts you off, right? Because then
you're like dying at this point.
Because then that also comes into the shopping scene.
And then Chevy Chase turns around to his wife and says, "Honey, have you checked her shitter? Is the shitter full?" And she's like, "Oh my Lord!" And don't forget, then the neighbors come out. That's Julia, the yuppies, the total yuppies.
The yuppies in their weird, like, running suits.
Yeah, and he comes out and he's smelling, and he looks down and he's like, "Oh my God!" And the guy said, and Randy looks at him and says, "The shitter was full." And the guy just, "Oh my God!" And just turns around, and goes back in the house.
Yeah,
that's another part that's so funny is the neighbors, who are
Margot and Todd,
epitome of yuppiness.
Yes,
of that time period. Their house is like
very Art Deco.
Yes. What? It's not even livable.
No, it is. It looks like it's been like framed just for for someone to see, not to actually exist in. You're 100% right about that.
And then when he's putting up those Christmas lights and he falls and he hangs on the gutter.
I was gonna say, remember? So they go shopping, right? So then it's the whole scene where he's asking about the underwear to the dark-haired lady who's going to be eventually in another scene.
Oh, yeah, when he's at the mall.
And she's like, well, that whole scene.
A bit nippy. I mean, nipply. I mean,
bit nipply. I mean, yes. I mean, Mary. I mean, Yule. I mean, not that I have a log, but I mean, that whole scene. Yeah. Mary, that's my name. No shit. I mean, that's just that deadpan response. And then Rusty comes walking up. Yep. There's the scene with him and Randy Quaid where he's like playing it off like the kids might not get Santa. And so Clark's like, "Wait, we got it." And he's like, "Well, I got a list here alphabetically."
Yeah.
And guess what, Clark? I want to get you something really nice. So you get he starts putting on these 100-pound bags of dog food and Alpo. That leads into him coming back home. And then we have the light scene. So there's a montage. I mean, maybe 8 minutes of him trying to put these lights up and staple them. And, he asks Rusty and he says no. His dad says it's cold. So he's just basically left out there. Like you were talking about, it's the scene where he's hanging on. The ladder keeps falling which way.
I don't know about you. I've fallen off of a ladder. I was afraid of ladders like he had because of this movie.
Oh.
But I've fallen off of the other kind, like the A-frame ladder.
Yeah.
I've fallen off of those at my old house, pressure washing.
Oh, wow.
And I've always asserted myself, I'm more of a Tim the Tool Man than I am anything else.
Fair.
I'll do it, and I might do it right. I'll most likely get hurt while doing it, but it will get done.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Never fallen off a ladder. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I am very, very. I'm not scared of heights. I'm just very respectful of them.
Yeah, I am too. It's just usually I do things and I just get in a rush when it's done.
Oh no,
But,
that is fair. That is fair. Yeah, no.
See,
no
I'm
worries
just like
there.
Tim. I'm like, it's got to get done. It's good enough. Let's do it.
That is fair. There's no doubt about that.
Need more power to do it.
I will be honest. The idea of standing up on that ladder like he was, and then taking a staple gun to my house.
I'm like, that's what everybody was saying. How's he gonna get the staples out the roof? What's
That
he
was
doing?
because I wanted. There's these LED things that you can control on your phone now.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put them up around the house. Yeah. There is a picture of a house that they're using it as an example. Mm-hmm. It has the exact same front facade as our house. Mm-hmm. It's identical in every way. And I'm like, we can make our. Mm-hmm. Tammy wouldn't do it because once you put the pads up, they're glue. And they have to stay. There's no way to rip them back off. And I was like, who cares? Like, they're LEDs. They don't react to cold and heat the way regular light bulbs do. And you can control them from your phone, and we can look like the Griswolds. Think of the future here. And, of course, I was shot down. So,
Yeah, lots of people around here have those type of things. You
Very
saw them
super-
last night, right?
yes, super, super cool.
Yeah, I think
in my
we're
opinion.
going to do that next year.
They are very bright, and you can do different colors to different songs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. That's super cool.
We're going to have 2 Teslas, so we're going to do a
you're-
light show with the Teslas and the lights.
I was going to say, that's the next thing is you just got to program the inside of the car to beat along to the rest of the house.
That's right, man.
But yeah, that whole scene with him falling and, the repeated things, another classic scene. Then, of course, you can't forget getting to the dinner or that whole, when the other grandparents show up, like the oldest,
I think the older ones, I can tell who's older, her parents or his parents.
It's when like the grandparents.
His grandparents show
Yes.
up. Bethany and
Frank.
Shit, his name escapes me. But anyway,
It ain't Frank.
I can't. Maybe it was. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway,
I don't know.
The cigar smoker.
That's a guy smoker.
My stogie, Clark. Get my
stogie.
stogie.
Yes.
And that's when poor kitty.
Poor Kitty. So they show up. One of the funniest, again, my wife says this all the time. We show up in Kentucky. She hugs her mom. Is Rusty still in the Navy?
Oh my gosh.
Don't drop me, Clark. I won't, Mom. just classic.
Yep.
Right? Classic or Aunt. Yeah. Whatever it is. Oh my God. Again, the guy with the toupee. As soon as he comes in, he's taking his jacket off. He takes the top part of his hair with him. He has to walk back over and just kind of, did I pass gas? Did the room clear out? Just one thing after another. You get to the dinner scene. It's almost like a Clumps thing, like with the dog underneath it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, if you didn't feed him under the table, he's like, no, I think he was just going through the trash.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just for like a person like with OCD like me, that the sight of that garbage all over the floor, it just gets into you. So like that sells the annoyance of the dog.
Oh yeah.
Right? He's got a little bit of Mississippi Leghound in him, Clark. If he gets to start, it's just best to let him finish.
Oh my gosh.
God bless. So they go again. She's supposed to say the blessing. And she says the Pledge of Allegiance. Play ball. Yeah, I'm sorry. This movie is just so fantastic. And then yes, you foreshadow it. You see that big fluffy white cat.
Oh yeah.
And you see it like they set it up. It's chewing on that thing. Just
The light
unbelievably.
strand, the cord. Yeah.
Oh my. And then oh man, I totally left out the getting the Christmas.
Well, that's at the beginning, but let's finish this cat scene though.
Oh my God, I forgot about them getting the tree because I was about to get into the next part of it. Was when it flamed up because the cat's
chewing on the string and it pulls it out of the wall and it
then-
goes under the chair.
Yes,
That's
oh
when
my
Clark's
God.
getting that stogie and he sees the lights go out. And he turns around, he's like, well, what? And he's like shaking on the tree. And then he goes down and he's like, oh, the lights are undone. So he plugs them in one end. He's like, oh, good. and then he plugs in that second one, and it flickers, and it goes, poof, and he's like, what? And then the chair goes, row.
My God. Again,
black.
I hate the fact that they picked that chair up and it was the black outline of that cat.
It was like Looney Tunes.
And it looked so Looney Tunes that I just again, as a kid, I died laughing at the idea. Then again, he's smoking his cigar.
It's like little white fur lines on the side.
Right.
That's awful.
So he's smoking his cigar, catches the tree. You know what I mean? It goes up.
Yeah.
And so just
my tree.
And then he goes insane.
Yes.
My tree. So he takes a
Lewis.
chainsaw.
Lewis was his name.
Yeah, Lewis. He takes a chainsaw. You remember he's walking and he has that one little wobbly thing, so he just cuts it off the top of the banister.
Yule post.
Yeah. So he goes and gets a tree from like wherever. He cuts down this massive like forest tree and brings it back.
It breaks the neighbor's window.
Right. So
not only has he shot
his
ice through their window and broken their weird-looking CD player
from when he fell and the icicle came. Yes.
So now he's broken their window in like glass and snowy ice from the trees
branch
everywhere.
Goes from his house into their house. That's how big the tree is. Like it goes up like so big you can't even see it.
Tree, man.
And so it gets redecorated. Everybody's trying to calm down. They had the turkey joke, of course, where he cut into it and it deflated completely.
Yeah, that was a good-looking turkey, too, at the beginning of the meal.
I mean, they oversold the idea of it just being super dry by making it basically disappear.
That was a joke that we did every year in IMC when I would be working because my mother-in-law's turkey is so dry.
No way, really?
I told you this earlier, I think. That's how it tastes. It's that dry.
Oh.
And then you got to take a sip of whatever you...
Oh, yes. You have to take a sip of water to kind of like rehydrate it?
Yeah. I can't stand her turkey so bad, but this year we didn't get turkey. I would have died to have some dry-ass turkey like that.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And so... we had a lot of lampoons, jokes, and intermediate, it sounds like. I didn't even notice it.
No, that's cool. I had no idea. But yeah, so they go through that. So everybody's kind of like scattered, and then we get to the squirrel scene. This is almost reminiscent of Mississippi Squirrel Revival in terms of its ludicrousness. And yes, I went there with Mr. Ray Stevens. I mean, that thing pops out of the tree. And then there's the initial insanity, right? Of it just being. And it's, oh my God. My wife dies every time she sees that thing on the back of Chevy Chase because they put that fake, and he's running and it's just shaking. They run up, they run down. Like his mom passes out. Like she pulled a Christmas Story. She laid there like a slug, like motionless. You know what I'm saying? So funny. And then the dog. And then, again, just like Christmas Story with the Pumpuses.
Where's Eddie? I thought he ate these damn things. Oh, he doesn't eat them anymore. He heard they were high cholesterol.
Oh, my God. So many. So, anyway.
I've had squirrels. Not bad.
I have. I don't remember, just being honest. And so all that goes on, and then we are eventually getting up to the point where everybody's starting to leave, and that's when he starts to go a little insane. You know, he's like, no, y'all aren't going anywhere.
No, what did he say? We're at some layer of hell.
Yeah, something like, oh my gosh, yes. He says, y'all are going to enjoy this.
Yeah, there's so much in that rant he says.
Oh my gosh,
hard to remember.
So, doorbell rings. Guy, like little punchy guy. Here's your thing. I'm sorry, it was Christmas. It fell in between the chair. Really, like punchy. I don't understand that, but it's okay. I didn't have to. He gets it, and then you think, or the audience is made to believe this possibly could be the bonus. That's going to make everything better, right? And it's a subscription to
Jelly of the
Month Club.
Well, Clark, that's the gift that just keeps on giving.
Yeah. Again, so quotable.
I know, but first month's after.
Then we get into one of the most epic rants that has ever been recorded on motion. It is lit again. We're going to reference Christmas Story, another movie we'll be talking about later. My dad wove in obscenities like a Turkish rug maker that hangs above Lake Michigan. That's the best way I can describe it, because it's a good minute-long tirade, 2-minute-long tirade. Just every other, like, Dickless, Blakeless, just on and on. So he says something along the lines of, I wish somebody would teach him a lesson. Go over there and bring him here so he could
cozy something another.
Drag him out of his cozy mansion so he can see what the real people. So of course you cut to scenes of Cousin Eddie driving the RV someplace.
And surprisingly, they're in Chicago. He's sitting there in his probably a $500,000 home in Chicago. I'd say.
Easy, yeah. Easy. Nowadays, probably $1 million.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago went through a pretty bad downfall, so houses are actually pretty cheap up there right now.
Well, if you're talking about near the city, there's a reason why my hometown, my actual birthplace, Naperville, is huge now.
It's actually just a little cheaper there to live now, because we looked at houses at one point up there. It's surprising their real estate prices went down.
It just depends how close you are to the mall.
Yeah,
it really does. So
the mall. People around here are like, how far away can I get from Haynes Mall?
No. They call the mall a strip of suburban cities that make up like a corridor.
Okay.
They call it the urban mall.
Oh,
like right outside of Chicago.
Yeah, okay.
So that's just a term. I'm sorry.
Right.
But it's several cities like Naperville that grew really big, had universities, whole 9 yards, because the urban flight. I'm just being honest about it. So back to our Christmas.
So he drags
vacation.
him out.
He drags
his pajamas
him out.
with a bow.
Pajamas. He does slap a bow on him and bring him in the damn house. So then, of course, you're going to get arrested. I'm going to take, how did you get a bonus? And then the lesson of the movie comes through, which has to be there. This is how people live, and we really expected it. And okay, well, I'll give you your bonus plus another 20%, which is insane if you think about that.
It is. That was a lot. That's what Amelia said. But the thing about it is it's hard for me, probably hard for you. I don't know about your current job, but it's probably hard for you now even to think about having a job where you think of a bonus being part of your yearly salary, even your salary now. But we started out being hourly employees. So I think about, how can I have a bonus, and a bonus that's going to pay for a pool, at least $7,500 bonus,
$7,000 to $10,000,
because that's what he put down. He needed that to cover what he put down.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, that's a good paying job.
Another 20% of that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's like another $2,000 on top of your already.
We're talking, that's a $10K bonus.
That's a $10K bonus check. What would you do with all that money given to you at one time? I don't know. Yeah. Again, I'm hourly, just like you have been. That's the first 2 years I've ever been salary, but I don't get bonus. My paycheck's the exact same no matter what I do. But, like my buddy who used to be my boss, constant bonus checks rolling in. Constant.
That's the job you need.
Nah, screw that. I don't want to sell my soul to get a bonus.
You're like, you don't need the ulcer, huh, buddy?
Don't want it, don't need it. He is in the money operation. I'm in the clinical operation.
I don't need you to get that job either. I don't want to help you with your ulcers.
Oh, my heart attacks, dude. My stents. You're going to have to come over and take care of me after my third heart attack.
Oh, sweet Lord.
So, anywho.
Well, we have enough healthcare people in this family's. Yours, mine. You'll be all right.
I'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
You just leave it right here on this sofa. We'll take care of it.
Dude, I will sit over there with the Kiss Army and watch your giant TV.
And Scarlett will take care of you. You'll be fine.
Scarlett will sleep on top of me, regardless of my, strict warnings not to bust any stitches.
As long as you don't have like a open window, you'd be okay.
I don't know, man. Like, just put me on an ECMO pump right over there. Just hook me up. I'll watch TV. Feed me popsicles. I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Okay. And so he passes out. Then the cops come in. They're bursting through all these. You kind of get the idea.
Yeah, the SWAT team's like coming in the window. This is all for one guy.
One guy, because the wife has called, and you see that she's the very upscale.
And she's there in her pajamas,
and so she comes. Yeah, with the fur coat, she comes in. One of, again, funnier scenes because Beverly D'Angelo grabs Chevy Chase's crotch.
Oh, yeah.
When she freezes, and then they're like, nice to meet you. Like, she takes her hand off, shakes the lady's hand, and it goes right.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's just, it's base humor, but it's still funny because she played it so funny. Deadpan.
Yep.
She didn't blink. She didn't move. Like,
nope.
It's like, okay, this is, because they're like, oh, freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, Cousin Eddie's, how could you? You know what I'm saying? Like, then, like I said, he passes out from the knowledge of the 20% increase. And,
Yep.
oh, man, just that whole scene. It's almost like, what, maybe a third of the movie? But it makes the movie's end, like, so much more rapid to me.
Yeah, it does. It's really fast.
First part of the movie, it's like a Christmas movie. You know, you're going through the motions.
Well, like we said at the beginning, you know, it's animated, but then it transitions. We missed this part. We didn't say it. Where they're in the car, and they're driving to find their Christmas tree.
That was like,
and they're behind this. I don't know what the hell it is. Some hideous, like, road gridded Ford truck with no bed, and they're behind it, and it's like fucking with them.
Yes, the two rednecks.
Yeah, so he goes around them, and Beverly's like,
eat some
Clark,
dust.
don't do this.
Eat some dust.
Yeah, he's like,
Or
eat my rubber.
Yeah.
Kiss my dust.
Yeah, something like that.
And then Rusty's in the back, and he's like, Dad, it's my dust, Dad. Kiss my blah 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 whatever.
Or whatever it was, yeah.
You know, and he's like, yeah, that's what I said, Rusty. And then he's like,
angry dad driving.
Yeah, and then the wife's like, Clark, slow down. He's like, do you want to be behind maniacs like that? And he's like, we're going to pull away and safely be away. And then all of a sudden they come blowing by him again, and they get in front of him, like, slam on the brakes, and then he's like then he pulls around and gets underneath Fast and Furious style.
Yeah, Fast and Furious under an 18-wheeler.
The log truck.
Yeah, under a log truck.
That's when he pulls out and flies over and ends up in a tree lot.
Oh yeah,
which he doesn't use.
No kidding.
Remember,
well,
they trek out through the woods.
I was going to say, sometimes, at least when we used to go do that crap, you actually pull up to the lot with the already pre-cuts, and then you can choose to go cut your own. They'll hand you, like, the little
we
saw
never
thing.
did that stuff.
Oh, we did once. It only took once.
Never. I was even talking during the scene. I'm like, why would people choose to do this? What is it about this that brings you closer to a Christmas spirit?
You go cut down your own tree. There is something about it. You trim the bottom branches off of it. You drink hot cocoa. You're up in the mountains. People are happy because everybody's buying. It is an experience. I'm not going to lie.
It just seems miserable.
Oh, that cutting down of the tree. And I'm not trying to be, like, sexist about it, but yeah. It's Tammy and Savannah. Who the fuck is going to cut down the tree?
Yeah.
That'll be this guy. Neither one of them are getting on their hands and knees in the cold, in the dirt.
I just spent Tuesday cutting trees, chopping wood.
You know what I mean?
So I'm thinking to myself, even now, I'm like, I'm not going to cut down a damn tree.
So we did it. It was an experience, no joke, but no. From that point on, we found, like, a local Christmas tree place, and they were, local, so we knew the prices were always great compared to, like, the bigger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could see that they come from, like, giant tree farms.
Yeah.
We always had, like, really, really awesome trees from there until, what happened? I don't know if it was maybe it was a neighborhood sale. I don't know, but Tammy found that 9 foot, 8, well, if I'm 6'3", I reach up about 8.5 foot pre-lit tree that we have now. So if the trees you see on Facebook, all of them are fake.
So as they're trekking out to get this tree,
Yes.
Audrey's like, I'm so cold. And then she's like, I can't feel my legs. And then the mom says to the dad, your daughter can't feel her legs. And he's like, it's okay, it'll be all right. They keep going, and she's like, I can't feel my hips. And then all of a sudden she's like, your daughter's frozen from the waist down. And then they get there, and she's like, I can't feel my arms. And then she's like, your daughter's frozen from the body down. And then she's like, I can't feel my eyes. And you look at her, and her eyes are like that. They're crystallized.
They put all that ice makeup on.
And then she said, I hope you're happy, Clark. Your daughter's frozen completely.
Yes. Also, when they're driving, they're singing.
That's
right.
right.
They're like,
yeah, they
all right,
are.
take it, Rusty. You know, it's like dun 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 dun. La 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 la.
That's a theme throughout all the movies. They sing in every one of them.
Everybody can appreciate the if you've been, if you're a dad or if you know what I'm saying, when the kids are younger and you're trying to do the Christmas spirit and sing, the kid like just completely leaving out their part because they're like, you're lame. Or
in the first one they were singing if that mockingbird don't sing, and then she's over singing along and the kids are in the back like, oh God, you're so lame, putting on their Walkmans and stuff.
Oh, God bless America.
Yeah.
That is a theme. They actually do sing in almost all of them.
And then they see the tree and they're like, and then Rusty's like, did you bring the axe, Dad?
Yeah.
And then you see his face.
The
and then it just cuts to them driving home with the roots hanging down onto the hood. So
yeah, that was also one of the great scenes. It kind of starts the movie off.
It does
with a little bit of humor.
And then now we're transitioning back to where we were, which is the cop finds out what the man did about cutting out the bonuses, and that's one of my favorites. Right there, and the cop chief says, "Man, if I had a rubber hose, I would beat you with it." It took me forever as a kid to realize, why did he say a rubber hose?
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
No, yes, that again. So that movie is so. I mean, the movie is just overly quotable. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to describe it. This is just one of those movies. Again, I've already seen it 4 times. That's how much I love this movie. I guess it would be the equivalent, like during Halloween.
Yeah.
Any of the Jason movies can be on. Now, we went more into them. In terms of me watching a movie, I'm definitely more into National Lampoons than I would be any Jason movie. But I would say The Nightmare Before Christmas. When that is on, I'm in sing-along mode or watch mode. That's like my Halloween movie. It can just be on. Yeah. This is my Christmas movie, except for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then it is the 24-hour marathon of a future movie that we'll be talking about.
Okay, so I guess It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Every single time. Every time a bell jingles, an angel gets its wings.
You're more of a black and white or color?
I've never seen the movie.
Really?
No.
I'm the same way. I hadn't seen that movie until 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I've never seen it all the way through.
And then I sat down and I watched both the black and white and the color.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the year that everybody was talking about, the color version or the black and white version.
Okay,
that was the year, and I'd never seen it. So I finally let the wife and the sister-in-law talk me into watching it. So I watched it. Jimmy Stewart's a good actor, man.
I was gonna say I've seen like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and some of his other films.
Yeah, he's. I don't know what you thought of him. I like him as an actor. He was pretty good in some of them old westerns too.
Oh yeah, no, he's a good actor.
Yeah, and I liked the film. He did a great job of it. The bridge scene's really good. I have to admit, I like the color version.
What's different?
I like the fact that you can see what the fucking colors are.
I mean, really, it makes that big of a difference?
To me, it does.
Okay, I was not trying to be smart.
Because you're watching it in black and white, and you're like, oh, okay. But then when you see the colors, you're like, that's what color. You just assume you're watching it, and you're thinking what color the things are supposed to be. And then you see it, and you're like, that's actually what color it is.
Well, again, not off subject, but we were talking about it last night. Thunder Road.
Uh-huh.
The latest, Furiosa's about to come out.
Uh-huh.
There is a shiny, what is it? Oh God, silver and black, shiny and black.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the metallic or whatever.
There's a version, and it's silent.
Yeah,
and that is even more menacing in black and white than it was with the color.
Mm.
It was one of the
see how it would be because you don't. Yeah.
The desert storm, like when the huge wave of sand.
Oh yeah, that
looks menacing in color.
Yeah,
like oh my God, he did such a good job, like between the special effects and capturing something that actually was happening in nature. But when you see it in black and white, there is a depth to it, and that makes no sense. You would think that color would bring depth.
Yeah,
something about all those. They made it monochromatic to the point where there's just a million shades of white to gray.
Yeah.
So there is a depth to it. It's almost like a little bit scary. Like the storm looks like it's going to eat you. One looks like it's about to like land on you like a wave, right? Like, oh, this is a tsunami and it's about to just... The other one looks like a gigantic sand monster. Huh. Like it looks so menacing. And those guys riding around, especially when they have Tom Hardy's character strapped to the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
and they've got the guitar with the flames coming out of it, whatever his name is, I can't remember. But which, by the way, the director insisted that actually worked. That is an actual flame-throwing guitar.
That's got to be hot.
I don't know how. I mean, it has to come out. Yes, I don't know.
Well, you know, Ace Frehley shot actual rockets out of it, so, I mean, you can do
that's
them.
true. I just saw another video of Gene, like, with the flaming sword.
Yeah. But it's smoked out of the pickups. So
I didn't even know.
So, you know, if you play it and it smokes out of the frets, I mean, you're also talking about, it shouldn't be that hard to do. I mean, it's got to come out of the back of the neck.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this one just had that pipe on the end.
Well, that's even easier. That's super easy. You're just adding a pipe. So on the back of the body, all you do is you can't let that body touch you. You're gonna get burned.
You could burn the crap out of yourself.
Yeah, you definitely. He's got a protective leather on the back of that.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, you got a guy strapped in on a moving vehicle without a shirt, spiked up everywhere, and he's playing a guitar with flames coming out. I mean,
I guarantee you, at his abdomen somewhere there's some leather. You just can't see it.
I don't know. If you see the guitar, like there's really
I've seen it. I just can't remember it that well.
Oh, like it literally is. He's like a really long neck guitar. Yeah. They overdid it, and so when he plays, it comes out the end, like the tip of the guitar. It's not coming out.
Is it somebody famous playing it? You think?
No, it is just some dude. Yeah. But I mean, it's just he's soloing the entire time, man. Anyway, back to my original thing. Even he looks different. Like the color version is cool because you get to see all like the tattoos.
Yeah.
But the black and white, even oh god, what's his name? The main guy, the one that's having all the babies. I can't remember, but something about the black and white covers up some of the makeup mistakes. Like when I look at him, I'm like, oh, that looks terrible. He doesn't look like a mutant. He kind of just looks like a guy in a suit.
Gotcha.
Something about the black and white, like it's almost more believable.
That would fix things today.
I can tell you, it really does. It's insane how that happened. Because me and Tammy just watched the new Snyder released, the newest one, the one that's framed differently, the black and silver version of Justice League.
Yeah, that was interesting. I liked that.
They re-released it. Did
long
you see
as hell.
Oh, me and her watched it on. Like you have the same TV, the 4K. Your eyes will dart. Like it was
like 4 hours long though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we sat and watched it for a lot. Like me and her would like move in and out, like you know what I'm saying. But the cinematography's just freaking insane because it takes your gigantic 4K TV and it puts blocks on the sides, not the top and the bottom. Yeah. So it forces like that. What you're seeing, they're using all the pixels, and sometimes it is just so freaking crystal clear. It's just insane. Like it gives you the IMAX boxing versus.
The story of it was cool too.
A lot of added things. Me as a fan, I didn't mind the addedness.
I liked it. I liked it better.
I enjoyed it. The extra scenes with Cyborg were like, why did you leave this out? Maybe Ray. I know we've talked about it back then when it was happening. Yeah. Maybe Ray has a point. Maybe they did screw him because all the scenes he was in was awesome, right? Yeah. As Cyborg. Some of the I mean, like I didn't really notice the extra scenes with Aquaman. Whatever. The extra scenes with Batman, though, come on, you need to set him up as being Batman.
Oh yeah.
And then at the end,
the end was interesting
with the change to how Steppenwolf dies, like versus being carried off by the parademons. Yep. Him being thrown back through the portal at Darkseid minus his head. Come on, dude. Like, how could you not want to go with that ending?
Yeah.
So now, even as a massive Joss Whedon fan, massive, I think The Avengers is one of my favorite movies of all time. And he directed it. He knows how to direct a fun movie.
Yeah.
But, man, Zack Snyder's was better in this case.
Yeah.
And I know that was a very long, rounded way, convoluted of saying the black and white.
They're both really good.
We were talking about a Christmas movie, but as nerds do, we go off on tangents and like, oh, tell me more about this Batman you speak of. So, all right,
the movie ends well. Everybody gets happy. The police join in on a little Christmas party there at the end. They all walk outside.
Impromptu Christmas party.
Look at one of the biggest full moons you've ever seen in your life.
Well, yeah. Moon over Parador.
Lewis throws a cigar into the sewer where the shitter was. It catches a boom, shoots the Santa off of the lawn. It goes flying up into the stratosphere, goes across the moon, and they all stand there, and then the Christmas song begins to play again, and we roll credits.
Yes, and that song, I mean, that takes you out.
And at that point, we sit there and we're like, "Is this the end of the Griswolds?"
Oh no! Oh,
you never knew, though. You never knew.
That is true. Was that the third one? That was
the
after?
Third one.
Because there was the original.
It was the third one.
So
and
European
it was the end of the 80s.
Oh yeah. So European was the second
one.
I gotcha. So well-established characters, though.
It was,
even though what is it? 2 different Rusties, 3 different Rusties.
It was the third one. It was the second one. Yeah, because the same guy the dude from the Breakfast Club was in the first
2.
one.
Yeah, he was in the original and the European.
Mm-hmm. And this movie actually made quite a bit of profit. It made $75 million against a $12 million budget.
I think sometimes with movies like this, and I keep saying it, if you put out a good product, word of mouth is going to propel you. And I'm going to give you the perfect example of this. So when I get back, just so you know, I'm going to go say I'm going to break this news live on. Well,
all right,
not
man,
live,
break
but
it.
recorded. When I get back from seeing my grandmother tomorrow,
okay.
Barney wanted to know if if I wanted to go up to watch Godzilla -1.
Okay.
You down 3:00ish?
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow is Granny's 100th birthday party.
Oh hell no! You got to go to that.
Yeah, I cannot. I have no plan. Tomorrow is party time.
Never mind. So here's what I was bringing that.
Oh hell!
up
The
for.
movie was filmed in Colorado. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Because of the scenery when he's coming down, you can tell by the fir trees.
Oh.
Yeah, they were at a specific ski lodge to shoot that scene. And they always talked about how funny it was when they were doing it at night, but they talked also about freezing their asses off, how they had to set up like something on a chain that you can't see so that it goes through the house and everything like that. It was one of those how it's done type things.
And that was who was that? They got Mavis Staples of the Staples Sisters was the one who sung that song. Not who I thought.
That was not who I thought either.
Yeah, but that's who
but
it
anyway,
was.
Godzilla -1 was a limited release.
Yeah, I don't know
It
that.
did so well that they literally gave it 2,500 extra theaters.
Huh.
The director has come out to thank the American audience, like publicly. I had no idea that you would like this Godzilla movie. And I really do appreciate it. Thank you for making Godzilla cool again.
Who's in it?
Nobody. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, wow.
Nobody. But everyone... oh, gosh, I got a frog in my throat. Everyone who's watched it is saying this is the best Godzilla movie they've seen. At all.
Yeah?
So that says something. Especially with the new Kong movie coming out. Or Kong Godzilla movie.
That's right. Yeah, I've heard about that. Well, I think we've covered Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I think we did a good job on it. We definitely, if anything, we definitely hit all the laugh points.
We've covered what needed to be covered. We've talked the plot. We've talked most of the jokes. We've gone off on a few tangents.
Yes, and so
so I think they made a sequel. They made a sequel, but it was a joke, and they put it on NBC in 2003. It was a made-for-TV movie. Eddie was in it. That was it. It was in Hawaii. Nobody else was in it. The second, the fourth Lampoon movie didn't come out until 1997. That was Vegas Vacation, and then they started to kind of do a reboot with Ed Helms, playing as Rusty, and that was
the robot overlords are coming for us.
Yeah. And that was in the 2010s, and Chevy Chase reprised, and so did Beverly D'Angelo. It's a little bit more than a cameo, but that was just like they were going back to Wally World.
Oh yeah. The return,
and that's been it. That was the end of Lampoons. We haven't had any more since then. I don't know why. Those were great movies.
They tried to reboot it with Ed Helms.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, that was it. And Christina Applegate, but she's not acting anymore, so I guess it is done.
Yeah, it's done. You're not getting that back. It's just certain things like Van Wilder. You know, there's certain type of properties that we're just not going to get back. The climate isn't correct.
They're never to do that again because that was based after Bert Kreischer.
Oh, is that what it was?
That was that one. But Christina Applegate was retired because of her MS, so she will not be coming back. She'll do voice acting, and that is it.
Yeah. No, I've seen her. She's that's unfortunate.
She's had a rough go.
She has had a rough go.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Whenever you have an autoimmune, within the first year you do gain weight. I went to 250 pounds in the first year.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No, you didn't see me in the first year.
I didn't?
A few photos on Facebook, but no, you
maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
You didn't see me for a while, personally and face to face.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I went.
Because I continued on.
Yeah, you barreled on through the hospitals.
But,
yeah, I got when I got sick, I was in Charlotte, and then that was 2011 going into 12, and by 2013 I was 250 pounds.
Oh, that's when I first started with my new company.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why I don't remember that, because that was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
That was a culture shock going from, hospital life to home care life.
Yeah, it'll happen. I mean, you go in a wheelchair and things like that. That'll do it to you.
Yeah. I guess I will. Yeah. Well, not to talk about anything morose. So, do you think we covered Christmas?
I'm happy with it.
I
hope the fans are happy.
We're going to cut this here. We're not going to say goodbye yet because there's a possibility we might have some guest takes on this.
For this.
So for right now, we're going to say if we don't come back, thank you for listening. As always, please check us out on all social medias that you have access to. But there might be a blip in here.
Yeah, but we might come back like we did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the Gen Z approach. But if not, until then, check us out on all the social medias. It's Going Commando with the 80s Kids. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.